And welcome to Seminar 3 of Accounting 241. This week we're going to be talking about reporting and interpreting owner's equity. We continue our study of other items that are on the balance sheet. And so we're going to be looking at things like stock, retained earnings, dividends. We're going to look at the various types of transactions related to stocks. We're going to look at the different types of dividends and what's involved with dividends, both cash dividends and stock dividends. We're going to talk about stock splits. We're going to talk about the difference between common stock and preferred stock and all the differences associated with those. And we're going to talk about the types of accounts that are involved in the owner's equity section. Some terminology. You might hear me either say in an audio like this, or you might see it in print from the author or in stuff that I'm going to add to the discussion board along the week. You might hear things like owner's equity, stockholders equity, shareholders equity. They're all used essentially to describe the same thing. They're just different language, different words, but they're talking about the same thing. Owner's equity sometimes is used in a number of different cases, and that is to define two different types of businesses. If you had a sole proprietorship business, in other words, like a single person business or a mom and pop business, owner's equity, they are the owners, and the net worth, or what's left after you take assets and subtract all of the liabilities, you have what's left, which is known as net worth. It is also the owner's equity section. When you get to corporations, they more often than not call it stockholders equity or shareholders equity, because the owners of those types of organizations, the corporations, are actually those people that own the stock. Those are actually the owners. So all the decisions that are being made are kind of made by the management group on their behalf. Sometimes the management group and the upper levels, the board and so forth, they may also own shares of stock, and usually do, so it's to their benefit as well when they make those decisions. But really the owners are those that own the shares of stock. Sometimes in a corporate environment, they'll also use the word owner's equity, and it's the same thing in that case. Owner's equity, stockholders equity, shareholders equity, all the same thing. So as we go through this Seminar 3, it's the usual drill. Here's our chapter that we're reading. Discussion exercises due Saturday. I've also posted a thread out there for you to put your material in. The problems, again, go to the assignment link area. So those are due Tuesday. And then if you remember, last week you were assigned an accounting cycle review. It's due this week, Wednesday. And so that's the 16th, I believe. That's Wednesday, and that's when this assignment is due. And as you can see, it's worth 100 points, so that's 10% of your grade. So it's kind of important. But you also have assigned, so as you have free time starting now, you can start working on this document. And that is a practice set. That's kind of like this accounting cycle review, but it takes you a little bit further, because here you're adding the financial statements and so forth. This should give you an indication of how important it is to make sure you understand how to do debits and credits, journalize, how to post, how to complete the accounting cycle, including creating your statements and doing your post-closing trial balance. These two items here are really stuff that you would have learned in Accounting 121. So if it's been a while since you took the first accounting class, you might need to brush up on that. You might need to go back and take a look at your old book if you still have them. You might need to do a little research on some of those concepts again if you feel like you need to get that information. There's a lot of good links in this class in the student tools area. Actually, does this class have I don't think this class has the external links open here. It doesn't look like it. There's anything in there. Okay, but there is something called accountingcoach.com. That's actually a very good resource. You might want to check that out. Accountingcoach, all one word, .com. And then you can just search by subject. It's a database on all kinds of accounting topics. And so if you have not used that before, or you don't know about that, that's something that's really good for you, I think, to get your hands on, to use it as we go forward. And then also it would be a great source for doing some of this review. Okay, that's it. See you in class as we go forward this week. Thanks.